Hey bro, how you doing, man? Can I just get a large bucket, please? Middle of the workday, must hit golf balls. Good on you, bro. So what a beautiful reward. Like when you're diligent in your task list and then you want to go hit some golf balls in the middle of the day. What is it now, 11 o'clock? That's not middle of the day, it's brunch. Some brunch golf balls. It helps clear the mind. It keeps you dialed in. Look, I've been out of action for a while, like hitting golf balls. So today is just going to be nice and easy. This little slap tear in the shoulder, I can't power up this way at the moment. That's okay. We've been coming over here with the kids since day dot, and it'd be so much fun. I'd set Ocean up in her pram and I'd hit golf balls in front of her. I was trying to brainwash her. I was like, come on baby, hit golf balls. And I was like, this little girl here is gonna be world champion one day. She got to the stage of finally hitting golf balls. Didn't want to have a bar of it. Did not want to have a bar of it. Look, I did want to have little boys, but I got two little girls, and that's okay. Oh, look at that. Yes. First session back. Look, that was over here. We're just in the process of selling one of the retail businesses. So it's a traditional retail business, you know, bricks and mortar in a sense. This is the type of samples that I send out to my customers inside the Luxfield brand. And they're all, you know, beautifully labeled, ready to go. The sampling department was out of my bricks and mortar business at the same time, so a bit of leverage. So with the distribution center, that's up the road, piece of cake, leverage there so well. And now though, I mean, just setting up, it's literally a double garage worth with some shelving in there, sampling department to get sent out off the Gold Coast. So that's in the process of happening as well. A few other little fun things on the go. Serge, here's your club for today.
Right.
Now this is full size.
Is it?
Yeah. This looks good. This looks real nice. I think I will pick right here. What do you reckon? Wind's out of the left hard though. What I do like is I like practicing in bare feet. I know that sounds silly, doesn't it? Got to give it a little bit of a warm up, hey? Got to give it a little bit of a warm up. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So these irons here, so good. Mizuno JPX 921s, tour irons. So this is almost a bladed club, but it's got a slight cavity on the back. These are the same irons that Brooks Koepka used to run, these exact same irons. They're so good. Wedges are a different one. So anything inside of a certain range, I have the same length wedge. So inside 100 or sort of 120, I'll have a gap wedge, same length. Then I'll go to like, so pitch, gap, sand, then lob, and I'll have the same length. It's kind of like a Bryson DeChambeau theory behind it. The wedges, which is your kind of like your scoring clubs, instead of having different lengths and then different lofts, I cut them off all at the same length. So I'm pretty much guaranteed from 120, I've got 3 clubs to work through, and it just makes life a lot easier, a little bit more consistent. So that bad boy, he doesn't get played anymore. That's coming out. The old Spider, one of the original Spiders. Okay. So what's in the bag? 64 Cleveland with a 10 bounce. Just something about this is the grooves right up the face too. So sick. From the wedges, I go straight into the Mizuno T20, a 58 and a 52. So my gap wedge and then my sand wedge. Love them. And then from the irons, straight from pitching wedge through to 5 iron, the JPX 291s tour irons. So these are the same irons that Brooks Koepka use. When I get up to the 4 iron, I've actually got a little bit of a cavity back on it. So the JPX cavity, these are the forged heads. So it's a little bit more of a forgiving iron. So as soon as I get up to 4 iron, then, this here is called Excalibur. This is the old hybrid, so it's the gapper. there's a gapper low, and I can crank it down. So essentially it's a 1 iron. So this was actually set up as a 2 iron, but you can click it down and adjust it so it's a 1 iron. And what I do as well is I take this little thing off here, pull it out and add hot melt to it. So the hot melt adds a bit of extra weight to the head so you can kind of feel it, so you can lag it a bit better. This thing here is off its dial. So it's a 2 wood, but this is cut down to a little bit shorter than a 5 wood. So this is probably 7 wood length. So it's a 7 wood length, and this is the exact same specification as of an old school driver. I think so it's 41.5 of total length. So really short, and it's a 2 wood. So it's a smaller CC in its head, smaller capacity in the head there, but so much fun. The idea behind that is just to knock it out. It's just to smooth it out. And then driver, are you kidding? Look at this bad boy. So the Maverick Sub-Zero, I put all the weight on the head, and this is cranked down to -2, so 9, so this is 7 degrees. So 7 degrees, I like to go for a thicker grip. And this Miyazaki shaft, this thing here has been running with me for years now. Every shaft that I've ever had, I just don't like. This Miyazaki, it seems to just, I don't know, it just works. Absolutely love it. With this equipment, this all customized exactly to my swing. Do you know what I mean? And there's so many parallels that I see with real life and golf, and the same way that you approach the practice. So like in business, when you're getting out there and you're building your website, you've got your marketing, it has to be refined and tweaked to you as the individual and to you as the individual business owner. But when you just try to cookie cut things, like for example, none of these are off the shelf. They've been tweaked. Like for example, my driver, I put hot melt into it, so I make it heavier. Then I cut a little bit shorter. I have my line, my loft, a certain setup specific for my swing. Same with my wedges. So this is a 64, and who wants to run a 64? But I slightly bend, I tilt it one way or the other way from the bounce. Because I come in a bit steep, so then it needs to bounce a certain way. Everything that you do, and business, golf, life, the synergy is so close, it's ridiculous. And like anything, it takes practice. It takes practice and repetition. Hey, how are ya? How you been?
How are you? Yeah, good. You?
Looking good?
I was only thinking about you this morning. I just had a lesson with Josh. I was like, I wonder if fucking Joshy plays him. Well, now he's like a celebrity. And,
Oh
you
no,
know,
what can I say?
Getting camera. I thought maybe he doesn't even want to speak to me anymore.
No, it's I had a
Ages.
slap tear,
Oh, no.
and then I hurt my back again. So
It's cool getting up.
they go a bit ham. So like, oh. But they're good. They're younger fellas. So I've just stepped out now. I've been developing a technology platform for one-man band tradies. Yeah, it's called the Tradie platform, and the technology we developed is called Toolbox Tech. So essentially it's automatic quoting. So as people come through your website, it sends them off automatic quotes, automatic text messages, and then a booking system.
Yeah.
Everyone's body is unique, okay? So with the cookie cutter approach, like, you know, the idea behind it is, you know, from a group's perspective, you're supposed to have this pointing at this shoulder and this grip pointing at this shoulder. So this right hand kind of comes over the top a bit more. I've got a certain proclivity to want to come down and across on it. So I've created some weird things that I strengthen my grip right up. So this hand goes right over the top and I'm kind of under here, and it forces me into wanting to hook it. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hold it off. And that's why I love golf, because it's like, it's one of those things like in real life, and especially in business, there's a certain way that you think would be a cookie cutter, but it's not. Like, let's strengthen the grip up, because I have a natural proclivity to do one thing, well, I can counteract it through my unique way and do another. So if you, for example, are on a phone and you're having a sales call and you're geared to do a certain thing, you can set up sort of mechanisms in the way that you communicate, like little triggers. So, you know, too easy. So giving up a too easy, oh, that's too easy, versus say, if you used to say like, no worries, it's like, hey, too easy. And all you're trying to do is move away to a natural habit and move it into a way that works well for you and for the customer. Come around here, check this. Chunked it. Feeling good? The shoulders give me a bit of grief still, but how can we work around it? What do you reckon now, Serge? Excalibur. That's set up at 11 degrees. So it's about a driver loft, and it's about a 250 club. I know that sounds far-fetched, but this sits at about, when I'm playing well and my shoulders are good, I'm sitting at about 115 mile an hour with this club head. I'm gonna try to hit it really low. Oh, that was too low. You know, talking back to how golf can be so powerful, there's a couple different trainers of thought, you know, around the way that you play. There's a thing called dispersion. And at the end of the day, dispersion is like your mistakes. If you do certain things that are mistakes in business, that if it's not tracked and measured, you don't necessarily know that they're mistakes. Like something that I'm in the process of testing right now is I try to pull heaps more leads into the business, and you know, hundreds. And I thought, okay, can we set and forget? And they go through the pipeline and they pop out the other side and then they become a real customer. Or now, can I decrease the amount of volume, like halve it, but have more touch points and massage the communication to the point of getting to the other side? Like, I realized when I went really, really wide, there's more mistakes that can happen. It's not my mistakes, but just misunderstanding about the information that's been put in front of them, versus like, okay, I'm going to spend less money but get a higher conversion, and I need to make more phone calls. So what we're trying to do is see some things, and with the dispersion of what is possible, narrow it down to make something more repeatable and more closable. So that's the key. Like now I've got this club here. This club here's dispersion is here, and I know it's going to be 250 meters that way, and then like 80 meters wide, like worst shot to worst shot. But with the driver, it's 100 meters wide and 300 meters long, but the probability of getting yourself into trouble just drastically increases. Because like here on the first hole, at the 300 mark, there's water on the left, at the 300 mark, there's water on the right, and the fairway narrows down to near nothing at that mark. But at 250, there's an 80 meter window that you could drop the ball into that's 80 meters wide. So of course, we would go for this club here. So if you logically put things in place, the right club and the right shot then becomes relevant. And just like what I'm doing now with all these phone calls, I'm realizing very quick that I didn't need to spend all this extra money. You know, I spent all this extra money in marketing and I didn't have as many closes, but there was less effort to close them. Okay, come on, I need some creases in my shoes, I need to get active again, I need to make some more phone calls, I'm spending less money and I'm having more closes. So you really will find the right thing or the right tool for the job, but it has to be measured. Whoa. I get to come down here and enjoy myself and have a bit of fun. So I could go out and play some golf, but I've got an allocation of time. It's an hour and a half. I can put the phone aside and I can hit some golf ball because I've set my life up in the way that puts me in the position as the boss. When you are your own boss, you get to make your own hours. You still got to do the job. No, don't get me wrong, like you still got to do the job, but you get to make your own hours. And the only way that works is leveraging off some technology. Like if you want to be someone who's efficient in business in 2024 if you don't have the technology that's in the palm of your hand to then live your life and quote jobs and do things, because my business is still running. Like, inquiries are still happening, and the ability to sell something into something is still happening right here and now. But without that technology, it doesn't exist. So this is the way I look at it here. So this is my fairway. So I'm trying to, when I'm doing this, I'm trying to use a bit of vision. And I think there's so many parallels in golf again. It's like, we got to hold the vision. So if you want to go out and achieve something and do something that's worthwhile, first of all, you've got to have the imagination to do it. So when we come here, I'm not just spraying it out anywhere just wildly. I'm going to pick a target out there and I'm going to pretend it's a fairway. So I'm going to aim, so there's that cluster of trees out there. So I'm going to say, yep, that's the middle of the fairway. There's that pole, the light pole, that's the right side of the fairway, and the left tree is the left side of the fairway. We're going to make our practice a tighter margin. So when we get out to the course, when it's a big wide open course, it just feels easy. Practice here, practice in the way that you want to perform. I like that. Let's do some chipping now, eh? See this little 50-meter mark right here? So we're going to try to hit that. How many are we going to get close? Got 10 shots, 50 meters away. Oh, just long. Oh, just long again. That went under it. That's a joke, isn't it? Peppering the flag is what someone would say. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? But every single one of them has been like a bee's dick away. But I haven't managed to hit one. Oh! I'm gonna have a cry, mate. Hey! That was 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. I'm gonna finish up with some flop shots. You know what a flop shot is? Okay, the goal is to hit as high as you can, but as short as you can. Tell me if this is gonna work. Yeah. Only went 50 meters. Here we go. The goal is to hit it 50 meters and as high as you possibly can. See how long it's in the air? Last one. It's a little one. That was fun. That was fun. What I like to wear no shoes during that there, especially during the practice phase, it lets you sort of connect your feet to the ground, being planted. And I think that again, like, you know what I mean? There's so many parallels that we get to run with golf in real life, like having your feet firmly on the ground, connected to the earth or connected to your purpose, connected to the present moment. So when you are with your family, when you are with your loved ones, well, that's all that's ever happening. You know, the future never comes. And when you have, you know, a real reason why are you doing what you're doing? So I come down here and I hit these golf balls. It's not just so I can play around. It takes me to a present moment. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I'm here and I'm filling my cup. Because it can be like this, you know, it can get stressful for some people if you're just sort of flailing around, running around doing things and there's no purpose behind it. You need to pop your head up every now and again and enjoy yourself. And when you're working for somebody else, that just doesn't get to happen. Now that shit just doesn't get to fly. Like, so if you're working 9 to 5 or 7 to 3 or whatever it may be, and you're working for somebody else on their time, on their mission, it feels like, what's the point? Now when I get to do this stuff here, and it's for my mission, for my family, and everything that we get to do is together as a team. Now it feels real good. It feels so good. So the rule of thumb is get your ass out to the golf course, get the right setup, and enjoy yourself. So I want to actually, the shoulder looks like it's held up pretty decent. So we'll do a setup. We'll do a 9-hole vlog setup. So first game back, it's going to be a 9-hole vlog where it's first game back. So I've literally had a long chunk of time off due to a few injuries, and we'll see how we go. We're not going to try to stripe it and set some course records, but we're going to give it a crack. Nonetheless, we'll see how we go. See you next time.